Hey, what's happening YouTube? This is Brian with Renegade Trucking, and I'm coming to you about getting your CDL endorsements. So today I had some downtime during class and I decided to head over to the tax collector's office, the one right in Punta Gorda. Now, they're only open to Charlotte County residents, but I let them know that I was a student at Suncoast Trucking Academy, and they said that's not a problem. They could accommodate me. So I zipped on over there, and I wanted to see if I'd be able to take. I had started studying for the main ones I wanted to get was my tanker and my HazMat endorsements, but I decided I skimmed through the double and triple trailer sections anyways. Just I figured, what the heck, might as well take that test anyways. And so I'd been reading everything. I just started over the week and pretty much yesterday, really. And read through everything and started taking some of the exams. And so then this morning, anytime that I had downtime, I was flipping through doing that too. But yeah, I had some downtime during class, and I just asked if it was cool if I went over there, and they sent me over there. So go in. It wasn't anywhere near as crowded as the Fort Myers office, the South Fort Myers office, where I took my permit test stuff. So I was able to get in. There's a little bit of a wait, but I was able to get all three tests knocked out within, I was there for about an hour and 20 minutes. And, still the same thing, $6.25 to do all the tests that you needed to do. So I started off with the HazMat. I had waited long enough that I was able, this time I was prepared. I had it on my phone. I had the app, and I had been doing the practice exams while I was there. I was able to get all the HazMat done and get started on doing some of the tanker practice tests by the time I was called to go up the first time. So they asked me what tests I wanted to do, and I took HazMat first. And it's just identical. When you go to get these endorsements, it's all the same as when you do your permit test, when you do the general knowledge, the air brakes, and the combination stuff. It's all identical, except this time I think it's way easier because you've been around the truck for the last month, if you've been out of school, and you've already learned this stuff in the classroom, because the HazMat portion that we did at Suncoast Trucking Academy was pretty much, I'd say 90% of what was covered in the manual and on the tests. So that was all set up pretty well. And I went... So I had been, like I said, I read through everything, and then I was taking those practice tests. But again, like the air brakes and the combination, it's pretty much, I'd say about 90% of the questions that you get are what are going to be in those apps. So, read through it, make yourself familiar with it. But once you have the basic understanding from reading through it, once, you can start taking those tests. And when you're doing your practice tests, it's pretty much, that's what you'll need. If you're able to pass the practice test, you shouldn't have any problems passing these endorsement tests. So I ended up doing all three. First I did my HazMat, then I did my tanker, and then I just took the doubles and triples anyways, and which I did have a little bit of time in between to, start some of those practice tests, but yeah, I didn't miss a single question today. It's still all the same tips that I gave in the last video. If you don't know the question, don't even bother guessing. Just skip it. You'll get another one. And just keep going through. Yeah, I didn't miss a single question. Didn't get a single one wrong. So everything was perfect. It took me, I think, the HazMat one is 30 questions. I think it was under 6 minutes. Then the next two are 20 minutes, and I did both of them in 3.5 minutes a piece. So it's, if you're using those apps, you're going to be prepared, and read through it once. But it's all tanker and doubles and triples pretty much. If you've just spent the last month going through a CDL school, you're going to know the common sense portions of it. And there's really not a lot of new information that you're coming across, especially the doubles and triples. Just about converter dollies, but by doing that pre-trip inspection every day, you already know most of the stuff, and then driving the truck, you're already familiar with pretty much everything. So it's not hard at all. I went through and got those. Like I said, it took me an hour and 20 minutes with all of the weight at the DMV. It's $6.25. And now the way that it works is when you get your HazMat, you have to have already passed that. So now what'll happen is when I pass my CDL, skills test, I'm gonna go in to, I could have got a new learner's permit with the doubles and triples and tanker endorsements. You can't get your HazMat endorsement until you do the HazMat portion, the whole background check and everything. But, and it also requires a CDL, but so I could have got a new learner's permit, but I was like, I'm taking my test tomorrow and I'm not going to be using either of those endorsements, so it really doesn't matter. So anyways, they scheduled me for an appointment to do, because you need to have an appointment to do the HazMat portion, and you also have to go online. There's a website, there's a Florida website where you got to fill out the info ahead of time for your background check info. And then so I got to fill that out, and then once I pass my exam, I believe this school gives us a voucher to pay for the cost of the CDL. Now they told me to just wait. In order to get your HazMat, like I said, you got to pass the skills test, the computer test. Then you have to go and do your app online once they give you the appointment. And then after that, you have to have your CDL. So since I'm getting the thing tomorrow, and then Wednesday, the following day is when my appointment is for HazMat, they said don't bother coming in to get my CDL. Just come in and do it the same morning that I'm doing my HazMat fingerprints, because there won't be any extra charge. If I were to get my CDL tomorrow, I have to pay for a whole new license again the following day when I get the HazMat added. So I'm going to pass the exam, and then I'll end up going in and doing the HazMat portion where they do your fingerprints and like a background check and all that. And then so they have to issue me my CDL, and then I get back in line and then do the HazMat portion. So I'll have a whole video on that, everything that goes down and all that. But just wanted to get a video out there about doing these extra endorsements like your tanker and HazMat and all that. It's, read it, do the apps, take the tests. Not a big deal. And anyways, thanks for watching. Please feel free to like and subscribe if you like the content, and keep putting this out as long as I'm driving truck and have stuff to say. And anyways, try to stay safe out there, and I'll catch you on the flip side.